this is Marie and I'm back with another video, and this video is going to be Tigger's 5-gallon tank tour. So let's get started. So in this video, I will be showing you and talking to you a little bit about Tigger and also everything that is inside of his tank. So here we go. So as you guys can see the title of this video is going to be all about Tigger and also his tank. So let's go ahead and get into it. Now, as you guys can see, this is my 5-gallon tank, and right now Tigger is actually inside of this 5-gallon tank. Tigger is one of my newest betta fish, and he is a koi male betta fish, and he came from PetSmart, and he is absolutely gorgeous. If you guys can see right here, he is pretty much all orange. He has a stripe by his head, a stripe in kind of in the middle of his body, and then he has like a big dot of blob of red on the end of his bottom tail. So he is absolutely gorgeous. I was very lucky to actually go into PetSmart that day, and it was not happening to actually go in and buy a betta fish. We were there for other reasons, and you know, of course, when you go into a store, you always have to walk by the fish and betta fish and hermit crabs and everything, and we came across him, and I was so stunned and surprised that I actually saw a betta fish that was orange and red, because I have seen koi betta fish exactly the same almost color on Instagram and other YouTuber videos, but I have never seen one in person. So I was very excited to actually see him in PetSmart of all the places. So, you know, I had to bring him home, and he had to be a part of the Dolphin Cutie World family. And I'm very happy and thankful that I did find him and nobody else snatched him up at that time. But he is doing wonderful. Like I said, he is in his 5-gallon tank, and I'll just go into a little bit more detail of exactly what's inside of the tank. Now, this is just a 5-gallon tank that I have had in the past. This is actually a tank from Walmart. It's one of their 5-gallon kits. So usually you just get the 5-gallon tank, a lid, the LED light, and then the filter that you see in the back. And then everything else you just have to buy. So his substrate is going to be this light tan brown gravel that I absolutely love, because it actually makes the tank a lot more lighter in here, and then it makes him look more brighter inside of the tank. So I absolutely loved it, and you can see his colors come out so much better with the light gravel. So I absolutely love that. And that actually came from Walmart also, when they were selling this color of gravel, but I don't think they sell this anymore. So the next thing that is inside of his tank, if you go to the right side, he has this little flower bowl hide that I've gotten from Petco, and I absolutely love it because my betta fish love these things. I have usually 2 of these. I have a blue one and then I have a pink one, and they just love it because it's a big enough hole where the betta fish can go inside and hide if they don't want to be bothered. And then on the other side, that you guys can see right there, is another hole where they can just swim out and when they feel like coming out, so they don't have to come the same direction. And there is Tigger again. The next thing that is inside of his tank is this filter. This came from Walmart, like I said. It came with the tank, and it's a good filter. I've not recommend getting this filter. If you can get a different one, I would recommend getting that one, but it seems to be doing fine. I have really no issues with it, but I think down the line, if you do have problems with it, I would just go ahead and just buy a different filter for this tank. The next thing in the middle is this little barrel cave / hide, and this came from Walmart, and I absolutely love this because it has like 3 different areas where he can go and hide and swim through, and it has holes on each side so he can go in one way and go out the other way. And I absolutely love it because it just makes it nice and simple in here, and it is big enough for him to go inside and swim around and hang around. And then he can actually go to the bottom right here, and then he can swim all the way up to the top, so he don't have to go in one way and then go out the other way. So he can actually swim throughout the whole thing. He's just watching me point. He can actually swim through the whole thing and then come out whatever direction that he wants to come out. So that is one of his other hides. The next thing that's all the way in the back in the corner is his heater, and that actually came from Walmart. I usually get all of my heaters at Walmart, and they do a very good job. I have never had any issues or problems with them. So if you're looking for a nice, good, cheap heater, I recommend going to Walmart. They're absolutely wonderful, and never had really any issues with them. Pretty much all of my tanks right now do have one of these, except my Glow Betta tank does have one from PetSmart. So the next thing that is inside of his tank is a silk plant that is green and kind of like a little tint of red on the bottom of it. And then it looks just like that. It's kind of hard to see with this glare. I'm sorry, my windows are so bright that where it glares off the glass and it's hard to see, but here's a better angle. But it's a silk plant that's green and it's wonderful, very silky, and it will not hurt or harm the betta fish. And that came from PetSmart. That's usually the only place where I can find these type of plants. And of course, Tigger wants some showtime here. But that is the plant that he has in there. And then this last plant that I absolutely love is one of my favorite also. That it's a nice small plant that I put in the front, and it's also green. It's like a bright yellowish green color. And this also came from PetSmart also, and I absolutely love it. It's a perfect size for this tank. Probably down the road, I'm probably going to go ahead and get rid of that green one in the back and just use these smaller plants for this size tank, because I think they fit perfectly and it makes it look very nice in here. But that is pretty much everything that is inside of his tank. Like I said, he is doing absolutely wonderful. The first day I got him, I did not feed him. I let him get used to his tank and making sure everything was okay first before I did feed him. By the second day, that day I did actually feed him about 2 pellets to see if he would eat them and make sure he was okay. It took him a few minutes because he didn't really want me to be inside of his tank. When I tried to put the pellet inside of the tank, he was kind of like, say, skittish, like he didn't want to be bothered and doesn't want to be around me. So it was kind of hard to finally get him to eat it. Eventually he kept swimming around and he finally found it on the top floating, and he did finally eat it. But I couldn't like just drop it in and then he would see it and go and eat it. So by the third day, he actually realized that, okay, it's okay for me to, you know, be around her, and when she feeds me, I can eat in front of her. So by the third day, I drop the pellet in there and he comes straight to it while I'm standing here, and he'll eat it with no problems or issues. So that is wonderful. And other than that, he is doing great. And every time I feed him, he comes straight up to me, and when I drop it into the tank, he'll eat it and he has no problems or issues. So he's doing actually wonderful. But that is everything for his tank tour. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please give this video a big thumbs up, comment down below, and definitely don't forget to subscribe to my channel to see more. Until next time, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!